Hello, everybody. It's been a very long time since I've been able to say this. Welcome to Dragon Ball Idiots. Technically, this is a revamp, but you know what? We're going to call it it's Dragon Ball Idiots because we're all done here. So, let me paint a picture for you guys. So, everyone knows Dragon Ball because obviously that's the title. That's our title card, Dragon Ball Idiots. Everyone knows Dragon Ball. These massive kind of space battles, back down to martial arts, and then back to more space battles. We're not doing that. I mean, we are doing that, but we're not doing what you think Dragon Ball is. We're going to do a little bit of an AU. So, currently, it is age 800. The galaxy has been pretty much explored. It was peaceful for about 400 or so years until this race of basically intergalactic cockroaches is the best way I can describe them, called the Hoso, came in out of nowhere with this extreme resilience, this extreme strength, and this really high intelligence, and started taking over planet after planet after planet. They are these red, kind of like Oni-looking creatures with like subdermal spikes and long hair and multiple arms, and they reproduce like ants, but they live for a very long time. The planet they came from was horrible and kind of like, if you think about it, a little bit like, but they kind of acclimated, and somehow, somewhere along the line, they
Their
got
planets
off
like,
that
huh?
planet.
It cut out.
Huh?
Their planets
Kinda like Vampa.
Okay, it would cut out. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's a planet like Vampa if anyone understands that. Super harsh, super bad, and somehow, somewhere along the way, they got off of that planet, acquired some form of extreme intelligence, and have put together this galactic armada that is just going through. They have conquered 58% of the known universe, and we're going to start our story with that last percent, that last percent that it's just been conquered. We're going to zoom in on a planet kind of central to the known universe, kind of very close to the middle. The planet Cereal, home to the Cerealians, and as we know, in the original Dragon Ball continuity, this would be Granola and his people. But here, the Hoso have just completely taken over the entire world. And the last vestiges of the rebellion have just been squashed, and what few survivors and prisoners of war that the Hoso have taken are being transported onto prison ships. And one of our dear players is among that lot. Being put on board one of the Hoso transports, being taken up to the last prison ship in the sky. Kai, can you describe your character for us?
Yes, I can. Charming was someone who always tried to play things to their favor. For a long time, the Cerealians had managed to strike a bit of a bargain with the Hoso.
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 See, JD, it's getting everybody now.
I'm gonna be honest, I said Hosu from the very beginning because Hosu just sounds more natural.
I told you it sounds more natural.
But the Hoso, since the very, we struck a deal with them at first. The Cerealians in this world had a very strict class system. Those without evolved eyes were essentially slaves to those with. My family had always had evolved eyes, so we simply went with this program, and the idea was that we just gave our slaves to the Hoso. But eventually, the slaves weren't enough and they took everything else as well. I had even worked directly for the Hoso as a bounty hunter, specializing in non-lethal captures, bringing back in prisoners, slaves, and whatnot. I'd even occasionally work for the what was it? Collective? Was that your name for the rebellion?
The rebellion. Let me see. Double check. Yeah, the rebellion's name. It's just they call themselves the Resistance. They don't necessarily have a name.
Right.
Let's just say their PR team isn't very big.
All right, so I've done a couple jobs for the Resistance, capturing certain weaker Hosos and bringing them in for interrogation purposes. But this life eventually caught up with me, and as everything buckled down, it was easy enough to find the person who literally keeps themselves on call.
You were captured, if I'm not mistaken, defending your parents or
Yes.
trying to get them out of the city.
I was trying to help my parents escape because I have a very close relationship with the two of them.
Right. And unfortunately, being the bounty hunter, the arguably the most high priority target on the entire planet, you were separated out from the rest of the prisoners of war. So you're going to you've been here for the entire siege, so you know that the ship that you're going to is by far the largest prison ship they've had. So definitely probably the most fortified. And you're being escorted by like a literal fleet, probably up to 20 guards. As they put you on a carrier and you are flown up to this main ship. And before you can even get into like the main ship, your arms are locked in behind you and it's like metal casings. Think kind of like full bracers that are locked together. So there's no chance that you could kind of like try and pick your way out of it with your hands. Your feet are chained together. They have a eye patch over your one evolved eye. And you're being slowly walked through these like hard metal, like the entire ship is void of true character. If you didn't know the Hoso so well, you probably wouldn't be able to make your way through the ship at all because it all looks the same. It's all this hard metal with blue lines of light running everywhere, and occasionally the line will shift color as you move to a different. And that's kind of how you think they seem to be getting around with these colors. And eventually you're brought down to this one section that has only it only has 4 cells in it. Off to the left, there is a cell that seems to be designed specifically for you. It's a 6x6 cell with 2-way glass that's about 3 feet thick. You are taken inside. Your arm restraints are shifted to these chains that run the length of the room, and those are locked to your arms and your legs. And it's very obvious to tell that they have modified this cell. The walls make it basically impossible to peel things off. So they're kind of like they're trying to make sure that you don't have anything that you throw. Right? They're making sure you cannot throw anything. Across from you, there is a cell, another 6x6 cell. Only the person in here looks a little bit different. Both of their legs have been chained to the wall, and you can tell that they also have 2-way glass that separates them. That's about the same thickness as your cell. But it's very obvious that the cell walls and ceilings have been electrified. Lindsay, could you please describe your character for us?
So, my character comes from the planet called Tarek. He's about, I would say about 5. I'll make sure. He is around 5'7", like a regular, normal human person, but he has been chopped down a lot. So all she has is android parts. My character has been her parents abandoned her since 6 years old, but because all they wanted was money, so they really didn't give a crap about her. But there was a group of hunters called Galaxy Warriors, which they were part of the resistance, but they helped me survive the world and learn how to assist someone who needed or defend who needed assistance or need someone to assassinate somebody. So I've been doing that for years and years, until till the Oso until someone saw me kill the Oso ambassador and took me on the ship.
And your character, you do have wings, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Your wings are locked behind you, like stiffly locked in this like metal rigging that are equally chained to your to like the walls, just like your arms and legs. So they run the length of the room, so you have free movement of the room, but you can't like move your limbs very well. Across like diagonally from you, Lotus, is a much smaller cell in terms of width, but a much taller one, about 4x8. And unlike all of the other cells, this has one-way glass that is roughly also 3 feet thick. Inside this, everyone can see inside the cell, but can't see out. So the captain can't see. This person has their limbs locked into metal restraints, so this person can't even move like their limbs at all. They don't have free reign to move. All 6 of their limbs are restrained, minus the head, of course. And with that, JD, can you describe your character for us?
Yes, he is a Namekian of the Demon Clan, not by him being evil, but by his pure rage at the Hoso for destroying his entire planet, for not giving them the Dragon Balls. He was 6 when they destroyed his planet, and he from his rage he mutated and fought for the past 2 years to survive on another planet. When he finally met the Resistance, and all he wanted to do was get revenge on the Hoso for what they have done to his people. And he heard that's what they were doing. They were resisting against the Hoso, and he was, man, I'm in. And he's killed so many Hoso at this point. What did we say? 526 or something?
Let me get that.
It was 500 something.
You have killed 543 Hoso.
And I keep the little badges they have as rank, you said?
Yes, you have obviously they're not with you. They're with the rest of your stuff, which is down the hallway.
Mm-hmm. But it's not usually by my own hands. It's by the sword I made with my magical materialization when I was in a stressful situation. But other than that, the mutation has given me thicker skin, and as you saw and heard, I have an extra set of limbs, an extra set of arms, as you see. Via the image, it's just like below the normal arms that it has, but at the exact same strength level. And he is just like he's struggling against these chains, and screaming, trying to get out.
Thank God for the 3-foot plated glass that is muting your screams. And
yeah, I wish that worked in real life.
So I'll say this, Charming, you are seeing all of these 2 individuals, and these are people that have been put in. I'm assuming as a bounty hunter, you have like a list, almost like a little black book of targets that you have. So you know certain people just by like seeing them and seeing descriptions. Both of these people you know to be particularly dangerous. And then across from our Namekian is someone you've never seen before. Also locked in a kind of a mildly different size cell, about a 4x6. There is someone in a full body like strap, like a metal casing, like mummified mummified metal encasing, and you can see this like crisp kind of like fog rolling over the casing, so it's obviously chilled in some way. And you see the only thing you can kind of see of this individual is this kind of like palish pink maw that is metal. It's encased in a metal muzzle, and instead of the normal 3 feet of like glass that is separating everybody, this individual has a one-way 6-foot glass that is keeping them from the outside world. And with that, Steven, can you please introduce your character?
Hello, I'm Majid Coco Burst. I'm 5 years old, and I have an assist count of 700. That's all. I am a silver Majin. I'm a big Majin. I'm a big boy. I am 6 feet tall. I got a belly. I got little arms. And good heavens, if I ever exhale, it'll be a day for someone.
And Charming, that person is probably that's the most confusing one because you know specifically the Namekian whose name you know is Rambam because of your black book. That person has a high kill count and he is nowhere near as restrained as the person across from him. So, and you have no idea who that is. So you are being locked in. The glass hasn't shut yet. They are taking things off of your person, like some your so famous non-lethal sniper rifle that can seal targets, and some of the other equipment that you have on you. They're taking off. Is there anything you want to try and do in this moment to maybe jam the glass or maybe?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, everything skipped. What were you saying?
I was saying, so you're getting your equipment taken off of you. They're like processing you essentially inside the cell. Is there anything you want to do to maybe try and nag something from one of them? Because you can see that on them, like the Hoso don't necessarily wear a bunch of clothing. All of their tech is kind of subdermal, but they do have like a belt full of certain things, like little keypads and key marks, like these metal little. I don't want to call them floppy disks, but essentially like little key cards made of metal.
Yeah.
And obviously they have their patented spears. These really high-tech looking spears serve as keys to certain areas based off the rank. Do you want to try and nab anything from one of them? Or do you want to try and, I don't know, grab something that you might be able to like quickly flick into someone else's cell? Is there anything you want to try and do in this moment?
How small are the spears?
The spears are not small at all. They are a little bit taller than most of the Hoso, so about 6 feet
I'm
tall.
not gonna swipe one of those then.
They have guns as well that they have on their person. They're like little pistols.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably. I'm gonna attempt to swipe one of the key cards.
On the key cards. All right. For the first roll in the campaign, could you please give me thievery?
Give me a second while this sheet freaks the fuck out.
It'll be
I
thievery.
will give you a thievery.
Okay, perfect. Thievery versus, I believe this would be in either. I'm gonna say in intuition.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. All right. That is a 9 total. 7
So-
natural.
So there's this split second between them taking the restraints off your hands and them switching it into the cuffs that you're able to kind of like flex your hands a little. And in that moment, the guard putting the new chains on you gets a little too close, and you just quietly slip the key card out and into your palm as the chains go around you. And they back away. No one has noticed a thing of these. Like there are of like the 5 guards that came and did this of the 20 that were originally with you. none of them have noticed.
Mhm.
It seems as they quietly exit the cell, the glass on your pane comes up, and it becomes really quiet. What do you do?
I wait for about. Yeah, I wait and I, in my head, count out 10 minutes.
All right.
And then, once,
yeah.
oh,
Go ahead.
once I count out roughly 10 minutes, I move forwards and attempt to, from this side, see if I can use the key card to bring up the door or at least remove my cuffs.
So when you reflectively, you have to get the key card out, and in doing so, the way you kind of move it, your restraints just immediately pop off of your arms.
I stare down for a second. Weak restraints. Weak restraints. And
As for trying to get out of this side of the cell, can you give me investigation?
sure, I can.
Also, I'll say, because of the way this is situated, can I get a can I get a perception check from both Majin Chocoburst and from my brain is sleeping Lotus.
Do we have to
So
roll for?
so they literally made my cell mute as well.
Well, it's like they're lined up. So your cell is
Furthest.
right next. Yeah, well, not necessarily. You and Majin Chocoburst are across from each other, and then you are right next to the cell. Oh, I guess technically just
For hearing,
Yeah.
I could do a perception check.
yeah. You can do hearing perception.
Well, I'm seeing if I get
So-
an extra thing. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah.
Said roll. What do I have to roll for again?
So you have to roll perception. So on your character sheet, a little bit further down, right under the knowledges, you'll see that there's medicine and then perception. So roll a d10 and then add the little bonus that you see in blue. The parenthesis number that it should say 10 plus or 9 plus. That is the number you need to get a crit. Like on your main dice.
Alright.
I
rolled a
10. What
5.
are the crit rolls?
The crit
You
rolls,
roll a d6.
roll a d6 on top of it.
Okay.
16 total.
Holy sh! Maximum
All right.
numbers. Majin Chocoburst living up to his name of being the scariest thing in this universe.
I have a +3, sorry.
So, I follow roll that I have plus the number outside of the parentheses.
Yes.
Yes.
Their dog, I saw.
12.
So we have 12.
5
16,
plus
Lotus,
7, 12.
Lotus, what was your roll?
15.
Oh wow. Okay, we have a very perceptive bunch.
We don't have a very investigative single though.
Nice.
So we'll start with you, Charming. Charming, you on this side of the cell can't seem to find like an access port or something. Like they specifically stripped your cell as clean as they could to make sure that you couldn't pry anything. However, across the way, Lotus, with your 15, you immediately see your fellow prisoners like chains come off as he like slips out this key card.
Day.
And you, Lotus, you can see that the key card that he needs to access
Day.
is just right. Hello?
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to say something, Kai. That's my bad.
I was correcting you. It's they, not he.
They, my bad. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
could. I thought you were saying-
Your meaning's correct that sometimes. Don't worry about
I
it.
thought you were saying a. My bad.
No, they.
I didn't hear the th. I'm so sorry.
I forgot to specify this. Charming is non-binary. Their pronouns are they, them.
So, Lotus, you see that the keypad that they need to access is just on the left side of the door, and if they could somehow just like make an indentation just a little bit, or slide the key out a little bit, it would unlock the. Rambam, you hear the cell across from you. You can't see out of your cell, obviously, because they don't want you to be able to see them. You hear the chains hit, like you hear chains hit metal floor, and you realize someone has gotten out of their locks. Choco Burst, the same goes for you. You also hear that across from you, like diagonal. So but everyone here knows that a prisoner, has just made the first attempt at getting out.
So I can leave now.
Can I hear their voice?
Oh yeah, you hear everyone's voices.
I just say, I can get everyone out if somebody can tell me where the lock is. If somebody can tell me where the lock is on this.
Who'd this be?
Charming.
Charming who?
I'm sure.
Charming Mallow.
Charming, nice to meet you. I hear that's a good joke.
What? I just blinked a couple times. Whatever. I take off my... Let's get this out of the way. I take off my eye patch and then shuffle my hair over my non-evolved eye.
So it's just your evolved eye out?
Yeah, it's only my evolved eye out.
Okay.
I feel like there's some bonus I get for my evolved eye, but I don't remember.
We'll go look at your races.
Yeah, I go check.
Also,
you
Lotus,
can check-
you're the only one that knows where the keypad is, so you'd be the one telling.
Who knows where the keypad is?
Lotus.
Lotus.
I do.
So, do you say anything?
Lotus, one thing about Lotus, Lotus is a very shy person. She does not speak to anybody hard.
You're cutting out a little bit.
You are...
What the heck? What the heck? Can y'all guys hear me clearly again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, look, Lotus is a shy person, so she just points. I don't know if you can see. As Lotus points her finger towards the keypad, she is not a very talkative person until she gets to know every single one of them.
I'd imagine if you're right, she's right across the way, right?
Yeah,
So I had noticed that.
Yeah, you completely see that.
I nod my head, and I slide the card to the access point.
So you get it as close to the wall as you can, like even so you kind of like you even like scrape up some metal along the way, trying to force it into like the corner of the glass. And you do it just enough that you hear a beep and the glass comes up. And so you, Charming, you're completely out. You don't have your gear on you, but you're completely out. And everybody else can see or hear this.
Are we in any sort of prison uniform, or are we just in the clothes we came in?
You guys are in the clothes you came in.
I crack my neck for a second, flip up my hood, because I am wearing a hoodie, and then go over and as like a small thank you, I unlock Lotus's door first.
Lotus gives her on and tries to remove, try to get back into a regular position herself so that way she can move.
Sorry, you're cutting out again.
Yeah. I don't know why it's so bad.
Hold on.
Hello?
Is that better?
Yes.
Now I can't hear you guys.
Okay, well, that's bad, actually.
Technical difficulties, part 2!
As per usual.
While we have a second of downtime, this song is really lovely.
Thank you.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I had to reset Discord. Discord was being a dumbass.
Weird.
Yeah, it tracks though, it's Discord. Don't sue us, Discord.
What?
What?
So, as I was saying, Lotus gives Charming a nod, and she sits up and tries to get all of her parts back into normal place.
Yeah, I'm assuming, Charming, do you also unlock, like, her cuffs and stuff, too?
Yeah, if the key card can do that.
Yeah, the key card totally does that. In fact, you're starting to question, like, these people are very intelligent, how they one guy the access key card for all of this.
This is a poor security measure. I just say
And then
unlocking all the restraints.
Is Rambam able to, like, hit the glass door that's in front of him, like, with his body?
You can hit it with, like, you can move your head a little bit. So I'd say you can probably, like,
Headbutt
you know,
the
'cause
door.
you like
Give
switch
me-
your head.
Ow.
Give me a second, I say, mumbling as I unlock Lotus's restraints and then move to unlock Ram Bam.
He's
So-
squinting because it's the first time he's seen light in a while.
Yeah, you just flash. You're blinded by light, and you and all 6 of your limbs are let out. Because unlike everyone else, your containment was strictly like one swipe, and all of your stuff came off.
Oh, you hear all of his bones popping. And he is squeezing out the door, and he is way bigger. He is like 7, 8 feet tall. Just giant, pure wall of meat in front of you.
In comparison, Ram Bam is just the not Ram Bam. In comparison, Charming is this tiny, tiny little thing. They only come up to about 4 feet tall.
Jesus. This is like that scene from the X-Men when they let out, like, when they let out
Juggernaut. Finally.
Yeah. I stare up at you for a second, straining my head to do so.
How tall? Oh wait, Lotus is 5 feet, so you're both a little bit shorter than I am.
Lotus is 5'7".
Let me see. Did I actually write down my? Oh no, sorry. I'm not 4 feet. I'm 4'10". I'm still very small though.
roughly half his height.
Yeah.
Would I know that this is a cerulean? Or
you know what? You're 11 years old, but you work with the Resistance. But
if you've
since
encountered one with an evolved eye before, it's a huge giveaway.
Yeah, give me, JD. Give me knowledge history, please.
oh god, I don't even think I have that. Okay, no, I do. Thankfully, okay, it's only a +1, but
Yeah.
Ooh,
See-
9.
9? Yeah, you've freed some of, like, the Hosos. Like, they move some of the low class Ceruleans around, like, as like a labor force. You may have freed a few of them in the past, so you've noticed. Not necessarily, like, maybe 1 or 2 of them evolved an eye by accident. And so you noticed, you could probably pretty easily identify that this is a.
So they finally got tired of the normal ones of you. They finally got the rest of what was coming to them.
Yeah, they took care of our lessers. I say without like a hint of sympathy as I move over and as I just move over and because I need to cause as many problems as possible for these people. And I can tell whatever the hell this thing is a problem for them. I unlock Cocoa Bursts. Choco Bursts. Little cage.
So, like, unlike everyone else's, the glass comes apart in 2 layers, like one going up, one going down. All of the chilling kind of stops. And Steven, I like to imagine that the metal casing doesn't even come apart in time. You like liquefy and just kind of like slip out of the mouth part.
I'm behind Charming all of a sudden.
I was gonna say his fat just expands and it explodes the casing.
So everyone sees a really buff, thin, like muscular Majin, and then if you blink, he's suddenly fat.
How tall is your character?
6 feet is what I think he said.
Is that right, Steven?
6 feet.
6 feet. So not the tallest, but not necessarily the shortest.
We form a set of stairs.
Choco Burst will remember this kindness.
More of an attack of opportunity, but sure. I look around. Is there any other cages left locked in this room?
There is one at the very back of the room. However, it is empty. It seems like, however, there is a name written on not necessarily a name, but there is like a pseudo kind of like destination kind of deal. Like, as you're looking around, you notice that each of the cells had planets listed on them. Like, Lotus's had Tritech. Interestingly enough, both Choco Burst and Rambam both have Namek written on them. Yours obviously has planet Cerulean. Planet Cereal. I don't know why I keep saying Cerulean. Planet Cereal. The one at the back of the room says Planet Sadala.
So, as a bounty hunter who's done some work, yeah, I would know that's Saiyan world, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're about to bring in a Saiyan, or they already have one and they've relocated them.
I highly doubt that second option.
Let's hope that second option. If we could free a Saiyan, I think we could really turn this around.
We'll only learn if we go searching, and I go towards the fucking door because he's trying to find his sword.
Trying to say, and
I follow behind.
Does everyone follow Rambam?
Lotus
Choco
does it
Burst
too.
will follow.
Okay, Rambam, I would like for you to give me a use magic check.
Okay. Oh lord, okay.
Choco Burst would like to
Why?
know what you're trying to say, and
Alright, this is a +4, so... Thank goodness I got use magic, otherwise I would just immediately fail this. Ooh, that's a 10 overall. Not a crit, just a 10.
Steven, you're gonna have to speak up a little bit more or turn the volume up somehow because it's a little quieter.
Choco Burst would like to know what you were saying.
Sorry, who was that directed at?
Charming,
About what?
were you talking about saying? So, what were you saying?
I hate you.
I heard that, but I didn't think you were gonna have to repeat it. I thought everyone heard that and just ignored it.
I just blink. I can't believe you're more likely one of the most dangerous people here.
I
I've been
got
told. Choco Burst has been told that.
a
Burst
10.
don't know why. Choco Burst just said some words, and then they killed themselves. Choco Burst understands this and was locked up. Choco Burst just really want to know what you were saying, though.
I move closer to Lotus.
What is this?
Rambam on a
I
10. Sorry, go ahead, Lotus.
Lotus is giving Shogo Burst a look, and in her mind, it's saying, "He's the most dumbass person ever." I don't say this out loud. Lotus isn't saying this out loud. She's saying this in her head.
Right. All right. Rambam, on your 10, you have never actually seen. The last time you saw the inside of this ship was when you were taken in several months ago. So you have no idea how to navigate around the ship. However, there is an item that is closely linked to you that you can feel, just like you can feel it directing you. And you're following the magical prints of your sword. As eventually Ramban leads all of you to this, for some reason, unguarded door that just reads armory.
So we did not get anywhere near anybody. No one was, or was it that they were so easily dispatched that it was just unneeded to be said?
This is really odd. There is just nobody around.
Door. I look at Charming and point to the door to see if it needs to be opened with a key card. Or does it
I
just
pressed
automatically
it.
open by walking up to it?
The key card opens.
Okay.
What's behind
Chocoberts
this
don't
door?
understand why there's so few people here.
You say that as the door opens. There is one Hoso in a lab coat who just hears the door open, turns around, and just sees a Ram Bam.
And then he just charges and punches the shit out of him.
No attack roll needed. You knock this guy on his unconscious.
Oh no, he was going for the kill. There is no holding back. He's killing this bitch.
Oh, well, you
This
knock
is
him down,
Ram
and
Bam.
you just step on his head, and splatter goes red.
And then his other arm unconsciously grabs his I'm a badge or whatever the shit that indicates his rank. And then does he see his sword?
Yeah, no, it seems like this guy was doing some kind of finalized, like all of their gear. Everybody's gear is pretty much plain to see. I don't believe that Chocoburst has gear.
The only gear is his clothes on him, I think, is what he did.
Chocobert's got nothing but his clothes.
Fair enough.
Oh, Lord.
So everybody, technically, you don't need to worry about this, but you can stack up on your equipment. Also in this room, there might be a few items of possible use. Like there are several sets of communicators. If anybody would like to grab some.
Lotus would.
Okay.
Ram Bam does, if only... Oh, wait, no. He doesn't even need that.
Fancy earmuffs these are.
So Chocoburst takes one. Does Charming or Ram Bam take one?
Yeah, I'll take one.
All right.
Yeah, screw it. Might as well. But
You know what? Screw it. You know what I do? I just grab as many handfuls of shit as I can and shove them in between my pockets.
Okay, so everybody takes a communicator. Let me first of all, let me kind of just I'm gonna roll a d4 and let me see what kind of stuff you pick up.
All right, fair.
All right. So you pick up a let's see.
Gun.
Yeah, your gun. Let's see. I'm just trying to check it. You find what is this? You find this weird looking scope. It looks like a oh god, my brain is dying. It looks like a telescope, like a handheld telescope. You pick up about 2 of those. And you find, more importantly, you find. Okay, sorry, I should specify. You find 3 of the little handheld telescopes. They're called Scout. Let me see. They're called Scout scopes. Then you find 2 torches, which are just like lights. And you find a taser.
And then after you hear all that, you say, you hear in your heads, I don't need this, but I'm gonna grab it anyway. Because he has telepathy.
All right. Does anybody else want to try and grab just a handful of something? Because as you guys are taking all of this stuff, off in the corner of a room, like a camera zooms in, and you guys start siren. As it's very obvious you've been made.
I turn towards the camera in the room, and well, I mostly use it for sealing. My gun does have rubber bullets, if you don't mind me saying that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go for it.
I shoot one directly down the lens of the camera.
Yeah, like an expert. No roll needed because it's a stationary target. And
Chocoberts has
so
always wondered what this noise was. Does anyone know?
It's a fight.
It means
is what
they're
it
coming.
means.
It means they're coming for us.
Ram Bam grabs a sword and leaves the armory. Oh, sorry, Steven, go ahead.
Chocoberts have said so many things.
So very quickly, like you have a couple of seconds. If you want, anybody want to grab anything else?
I would.
Okay.
Grab one item, just
All right.
one.
So you grab one item. All right. I'm gonna roll a d4 for you as well, Lotus. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you are gonna get. You find 2 bombs. And they're timed bombs. So you find 2 timed bombs. You find a small round radar looking device. You're not entirely sure what it is. And you find a you find I'm so sorry, I'm having to like look just find
You're
something. You find a set of like armored gloves.
Who's this is specifically towards Lotus or
Lotus
Choco?
finds
Okay.
that. Choco Burst. You find. Let's see. What's because I feel like you don't really care much for weaponry. I feel like the first thing that would strike your eye is this belt that just it's gold in the middle and it's got some kind of interesting looking. And for your purposes, it's in terms of like equipping it to your character, it is a champion belt.
Wait, didn't you have a hat, Steven, or did you take that off?
Choco Burst got that cowboy hat on.
Okay, he does have a hat. He had a hat. I guess we found.
You guys look away for a little bit, then turn like you do a double take as he did not have a hat on, and it suddenly appeared.
And now he has a fucking champion.
No.
So this is great.
Yeah.
Does anybody need me to repeat some of the stuff they got? Very quickly.
So I got a scouter scope, a torch, and was there a third thing?
Yes, you got a taser.
You got 2 torches, by the way.
You got 3. You got 3 scouting scopes, 2 torches, and a taser. Lotus, you got a little bit, technically a little bit more. You got 2 timed bombs. So these are bombs that have like timers on them that you can set.
Huh?
You found. Let me make sure that I'm not going crazy here.
Radar looking device?
Yeah, a some kind of radar.
And a set of armored gloves.
Yes.
I'm guessing they have enough time to equip some of those.
If you want to, you're more than welcome to. If anybody needs help figuring out how to equip stuff, you're more than welcome to.
Armor gloves is an actual inventory thing. Lindsay, see if you go to inventory and then scroll down, you can type in armored gloves and it'll be an option as like an accessory.
And Choco Burst got the champion.
Which I think is actually pretty good if I remember correctly.
For what he wants to do, I think so.
Yeah, because
it's like
for personality and stuff, it helps with that.
Yeah. And around this time, as you guys are gathering your items, getting out of the room,
Ram Bam was just walking down the corridor to where he thinks that they're gonna come from.
The hallways start shutting one by one, like metal doors shutting them, leaving you guys kind of like only one real exit, and it's this weird looking yellow line.
Yeah, Ram Bam's just going down that way.
Does anybody need a second to do anything, or are we good to keep going?
Good to keep going.
Good to keep going.
All right, cool. Good.
Keep
Okay.
going.
So you guys are running down the hallway. You guys also running after, I guess, with Ram Bam leaving like some sword on his shoulders, and eventually you guys keep like twisting and turning, and eventually you come to like this midsection point where it looks like the entire like whatever amount of people they can get in terms of like prison guards and like warriors are rushing down like these 2 separate hallways, And there's a third option that leads to a different direction. And what route do you guys take? Because it's a lot of guys, like up to 60 or 70.
You said only the third way. You said that there's not really many people the third way.
There is no one on the third way, and it's the same yellow line.
I keep going the yellow line.
Ram Bam wants to fight them, but he knows that's too many, so he's just gonna be like the giant wall between the tiny people and the Hoso.
All right, so you guys start running down through this yellow line, and what I'm going to say now is, Rambam, since you are being the shield for everyone, can you make me a couple of dodge rolls, as they're going to take some pot shots at you with their guns?
Okay, I have a soak value of 13, so what? So I don't even know if but let's see. My dodge is 2, so let's see. Okay, well that's 9 to dodge.
9 to dodge. This will hit.
Okay, how much damage does it do?
I have to roll. So it's a 1d10 plus a 1d6 plus 6.
Is the category standard, I guess?
Direct. Oh, what the? Why is it messed up? Hold on. I gotta equip. Oh, that would be why. I was like, man, this is a lot of damage. I accidentally clicked the wrong character sheet, so that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It's okay. Okay. References.
I did dodge instead of do like direct hits, so I already said that. So I made my bet.
Thankfully, actually, it matches, so you do dodge.
Well, it matches. Okay. Yeah, defender wins. That's right. Yeah, awesome.
Give me 2 more dodge rolls if you don't mind.
All right, this is direct damage, so I only have a reduced damage value of 6, but I'm 2 more dodge rolls. Oh, let's go! That's a crit, baby. That's a crit on one of them.
Yeah, you completely.
Woo! That's 12 plus some 2, so that's 14 for one of them.
Yeah, basically, you just as they're shooting at you, you kind of just tank a couple of them, and then you to like bounce one back, and you just straight up kill one of them by accident.
And this is the third one that you asked for. So
yeah.
Oh, that's 9. So that's 9 plus 2. That's 11.
This one also misses, so you're totally fine. Yeah. Does anybody want to take pot shots back at them as you guys are running, just to see if you can maybe keep a few of them off your tail, or try and make some like bodies?
I'm not trying to make any bodies, because that isn't my job. Instead, though, as we pass, I'm like being a dick. And what I mean by that is I am launching rubber bullets in eyes, I'm launching them at crotches. I'm like...
So called shot maneuver on anybody, basically. Yeah. So you make it a little harder, but it does do better effects, is what they do, I believe, with called shots.
Oh, we're like doing actual maneuvers? I kind of thought this wasn't like combat. We were just kind of declaring what we were doing.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, you're gonna shoot at them, and they're gonna try and essentially dodge, but let me... Yeah. So...
I can pull up the actual maneuvers page, I guess. Kind of forgot to do that.
That's okay. I have it pulled up as a thing for me as well, so you're good.
Well, yeah, I just don't know what I'm supposed to roll for called shots.
Oh, a called shot is just it's gonna be the same as normal. It's just that they get a little extra bonus, I believe.
But decrease the strike roll for that attacking maneuver by 2. It doesn't increase the damage category though, so.
It'd be funny if you killed someone with a rubber bullet by accident.
That would be funny.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll an attack with your gun.
All right. Fuck. How does attacking work in this system?
If you go to your sheet, go to references, and make sure that you weapon equipped. Make sure you select your weapon, whatever you named it. Equip it and do simple. I believe is what yours would be for that. Attack name top left.
So what? I go to inventory.
References.
References.
And then in the weapon equip section on the bottom right, there's a drop down. You grab whatever you named your gun, and then click that, and then check mark it, and then make sure the attack name in the top left is simple. Like in the attack reference. Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen.
I don't see a weapon equip section.
Okay, hold on.
In the references tab.
Yeah.
It's attack reference. That third column of blue. It's the second one from the bottom.
Oh yeah, there we go. Money for nothing. Yeah, attack simple.
And
So
then
just make sure it's check marked, and then roll
It
your
is.
dice.
Oh wait, no. Okay, it's not. It's not weapon equipped. It was in my offhand. All right. Wait. So how do I see what the dice are? There's a lot of
Top
information
left.
on this sheet.
It's on the left side.
Attack
of everything.
strike.
Yes.
Yeah, attack strike. Yes.
Okay,
So-
1d10 plus 8.
-2 because it's a call shot.
All right, so 1d10 plus 6.
Yes. And just give me 3 of those rolls if you don't mind.
All right. I'm just gonna roll the 3d10 and then we can, I'll do the
Mhm.
plus 6 afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, actually, okay. So here's an interesting mix. My thing actually crits on 9s.
Nice.
That's
So-
fine. You're good.
Let me roll my d6.
Yep.
And then what happens when you roll a 1? Since I also rolled
-2
a, I
to
rolled
the
a-
overall.
Well, I'll tell you what. One of my guys also rolled a 1, so you're gonna win.
All right. So
So-
-2 overall. So really just a +4 on that last one.
So either way, you're gonna hit all of them. So just go ahead and roll 3 sets of damage.
All right. Okay. Roll 3 sets of damage. I hit
Wound
all of
underneath
them.
that.
Does anything happen special when you crit?
No, not for wound. They crit separately.
Yeah, so you have to roll
Alright.
a crit on the wound dice.
No. Okay, do I roll my strike or my wound?
Wound.
Attacks wound.
Attacks wound. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
And
This
called
is-
shots are not affected by that, right?
It increases the damage category. It just makes it harder. It hits harder, basically, is what it does.
So they can't use their soak for it or something like that.
A lot better, yeah. They can't use it a lot better than it is.
Okay. And this is a +1 to all these. So 10, 3, 4.
He's
So no, sorry, 10, 3. Sorry, 10, 3, 2.
10, 3, 2. That's you don't have extra. It's a D. Oh, +1 to all of them, right? So you're not gonna kill any of them outright, but what
Which
you
is-
are gonna
yeah,
that's what
Makes
she said.
sense.
What you are gonna do is so you kind of you're still running and you just kind of haphazardly turn with your eye point. Your evolved eye kind of lighting the. You just you one hand a sniper rifle, and you just bang bang bang. You hit one guy dead in the eye. You hit another guy dead in the crotch, and you hit one you assume woman just directly in the gap I don't know how to explain the middle of your neck, like where an Adam's apple would be.
Right, basically where the Adam's apple
The
would
throat.
Yeah, and so you hit if these are the up front, and each of them just stop because their eye they hit the guy that you hit in the eye hits the wall, falls down. The person you hit in the crotch just immediately goes down, and the girl gets hit in the Adam's just immediately lets go of her weapon and almost hits her knee, but because everyone behind them is running so fast, they all just get hit, and there's this massive dog pile in the middle of. Maybe you guys free and clean to keep running.
Choco Burst felt that in the jewels. Ooh.
Ugh.
That's where I got him.
Does
I just
anyone
say-
else want to do pot shots? Because I know
And
they're.
Choco doesn't even have any.
Pot shots?
You want to you want to try and attack any of them as this is happening.
Sure.
Did you hear how
how-
you equipped weapons and stuff like we did earlier? Hello?
The silence
Lindsay?
speaks volumes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you?
Did you equip? have you did you hear how we like equipped weapons and stuff, and we're using the references tab?
Yeah, I'm using. I was been trying to follow along. Yes. Okay. So
This system's kind of complicated.
Very complicated.
a little bit, but I'm trying to get there. Okay. So my weapon I'm using is it's a pinpoint. Basically, it's called my gun is called Silencio.
Okay, and if you go to the references tab on the weapons equipped down, like drop down, it'll have the name of the weapon, your whatever you named it, Silencio.
Yes.
Select that, and then on the check mark right next to it, check mark it.
Yes. It's
And-
check marked.
And the
Right,
attack
perfect.
and the attack name at the top left is simple, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you roll for the strike for however many times Ryan wants you to, and then wound if you do hit.
Yeah. Let's say I've been saying 3 every time, so give me 3 attacks, please.
3 attacks.
D10.
All right.
Versus their rolls.
All right. Oh, wait, sorry. Roll 3d10s. And that's also plus 8. 3d10s.
8, 7, 5. Okay, really good numbers.
Oh.
And are each of those plus 8?
No, they're not. So 16, 15, and 13.
All of those hits.
Woo!
All right, so now just below that, you see something that just says attack 1. So roll your 3 times.
The wound top dice or attack wounds. Sorry.
Yes, that one.
Okay, and 3 times as well.
Yes.
Cool. Luckily.
Let's see if you just kill any of them outright.
Sorry. Yeah. 3d10s.
Yeah, no. Let's see how much. Okay, how much? I gotta. Remember you guys have.
14,
Jeez.
12. 14,
Wait. Do you
13,
crit on 10s or 9s?
I crit on 10s.
Fair enough. Continue.
All right, so these guys are all getting hit. They're not gonna die. But you're gonna hurt them pretty bad as you shoot one guy's arm off, and then you put a couple more bullets in some other people's legs, and so you just add to the dog pile in such a way. Only now there's so much blood on the floor that everyone's gonna slip and.
Alrighty then. Lotus is just like shaking her head like this is improvement.
Choco Burst, you want to do anything?
Oh, they're on mute.
I mean, not really.
All right.
I'm gonna let you guys handle this.
I like the idea that Choco Burst is just like running, like jogging, and he just hears all of this in the background. And he's like, "No."
I've had to do the heavy
Chocoburst, my
lifting for years.
Chocoburst business.
Chocoburst has had to do the heavy lifting for years. It's about time someone did it.
Heavy lifting,
So
he says, as he does nothing. They just
So
kill
you guys, like,
themselves.
You guys slide into a couple more corridors, and you guys just instinctively are following the yellow, and eventually it brings you out to a hangar, where there is. You guys see some more Hoso kind of like, you see them like, it looks like they're arming up to get ready for something, but obviously none of them expect you guys to be here. So you have this full 5 or 6 seconds of oh hey, there's an empty spaceship right there.
Okay. Are they? Do we still see them down the corridor? That they're still following us?
Oh no, they are so far behind you now.
Oh, okay.
You guys got some time to make a decision.
Okay, so
I mean, why?
what?
Hang her. Who are we hanging and why?
Oh,
I swear to God.
I shoot one of my rubber bullets into his mask, knowing it will do no actual damage, but it
Okay.
feels cathartic.
The rubber effect happens. The
But while I'm guessing everyone's running to the untouched ship, I am going to. How many ships in a row is like how I mean? Let me find the line. Where's the line?
There's probably a good give me a foot number and I'll tell you.
I'm trying to find the squares, but I can't seem to. There it is. Okay, a line. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 at I believe that's 5 feet apiece.
Yes, I believe this.
In 55 feet, there's probably about 4 or so. You would call them pursuit vehicles.
He is
Like
going
they're-
to do his
Go for
signature move. Hosu's end on all those ships because it is a line attack that he just envelops his sword with. You see him with all 4 of his arms grab onto this sword, and then he holds it up in the air, then key just like is channeled into the sword, making it long as fuck. And he is going to strike just downwards on these ships, and it's a 11-foot line just straight. There's no it's not wide. It's just...
I'll be real with you. There is no way that these ships are dodging. There's like a Hoso.
You want me to roll?
trying-
You want me to roll the wound dice then?
Sure, give me the wound dice because they do have health.
Oh, okay. Let me get some D4 because I required that for this one. Oh, I apparently lost a D4 for one of these, huh? Okay. Okay, a D10 plus 2D4 plus 8, and I crit on a 9. Alright, that is a... 18.
18. That's not quite enough to blow up all of. But what you do manage to do is there's this one Hoso trying to get out of the vehicle that he's in. He sees it coming. He's like, no, and then immediately, like the first ship that guy is in, that one blows up, and the other 3 to the point they cannot fly.
Yeah, perfect. And then he's gonna get in the ship with him.
All right, who is gonna? So it's a pretty big ship. Like this is it's called a Hosu carrier. You guys are welcome to open up the link that I sent before we started. Okay. You guys are welcome to open up that link before we started,
All right.
if you'd like. Who would like to pilot this vehicle?
Please tell me someone grabbed piloting as a skill, because otherwise we're all gonna fucking fail.
Let me check if I grabbed piloting as a skill.
Because we can... how this skill works is that if you don't have a skill in it, you automatically fail.
I have a +4 in piloting.
Okay, so you have a skill rank in it. Good.
Choco Burst don't got anything in it.
Otherwise, there'd be an X. Thank God.
I have a 1 skill rank in
That's
it.
good. That means you can pilot this thing. Thank God.
Teal-looking man.
Shoot, where can I find that? What the fuck? Oh, there it is.
I'm talking to JD. I'm talking to your character. Teal-looking man.
Silver, you're not a Namekian. Why the hell did you have my planet's name on your thing?
What was that weird little thing
Ryan,
you
it
did?
says we need an access.
Oh, let me pull up my Gmail real quick because apparently I am a dum dum.
Yes, you are.
Also, this is exactly how that Hoso looked when he saw the sword coming. That's all I imagine every time. It's the Willem Dafoe meme looking up. That's immediate.
Yeah.
So sorry about this, guys. My bad. Should be
Your
anybody,
answer-
anyone with rank.
There
Alright,
we go.
try now.
It's
We got
character
it.
sheets, right?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Specifically, you're going to want to look at the vehicle section before you look at the base section for this one because you guys need to, because you don't got much more time before the Hoso kind of trample over their kin and start coming after you guys.
But yeah, I closed the door so they can't get in because I'd hope. Because I guess there's just a giant button that closes the door. I hope my character.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Let us know when you fixed the thing, though, because
He
I
did.
do need to see the
He
ship.
did.
Okay, let me see.
got it already.
There we go. Alright, I guess I should make the piloting roll.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. Now, let me double check, make sure that there's nothing crazy about piloting. I don't think there is.
I'll get my roll at the ready, but if there's some reason...
No. Yeah, just give me a pilot check. So make a piloting check. My bad.
6.
That is the exact number you need to be able to pilot this vehicle.
Whew.
And you get in there. You've messed with their stuff enough to be like, all right, I know what this button does. I kind of know what this one does. And you just start going through, flipping switches. Eventually, the whole thing just is powered up. And this essentially, it's a 2-level vehicle. So there's like a hanging floor, like a bay, and then there's an upper floor. You guys are obviously in like the cockpit as like this thing lifts up, and you guys jettison out of the hangar and into space through like this open force field. And you guys are in open space. Charming, where are you taking everyone?
That's a great question.
Since there's a scanner while you're looking for a specific item, can the specific item be a planet in this case?
Sure.
Planet Sadala. Because that's probably where they're going next.
You'd be right, because
And
that one is well within this ship's range.
And also, if they have a cell form, someone powerful is gonna be there. That's his intuition talking. He doesn't. Rambam may not be smart, but he has wits to hold his.
If you
Tell us
communicate that idea to me, I start driving towards Sadala.
I put on the scanner. Let's go to planet Sadala. They had a cell for someone there, and we're gonna need that, and also to warn them.
So you do so. You put in the core, using the scanner very quickly up, and as the ship is as you start basically maxing the ship's speed out, you hear this alarm go off inside your cockpit as you realize that someone is training weapons on the ship, and it's the prisoner carrier is about to try and shoot you down. So, let's see. I'm trying to make sure. Types enter a vehicle. I'm not entirely sure how to dodge in a ship.
Defense value. There's only a defense value in the top left.
I don't think you're. Yeah. Oh, +6. So roll me. So the pilot, roll me a D10, and add 6 to it.
Do I add my piloting rating at all as well, or just the 6?
You know what? For this, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, that is an unnatural 2.
Oh.
Sorry, unnatural 10.
Unnatural
Okay.
10.
I fucked up.
All right.
You terrified the shit out of me.
I read the natural number and then.
All right. Let me see. So the ship walks in, and it is going to roll a couple more dice than that, because it is a pretty massive ship.
That is fair.
Ooh, yeah. Not so. So, you try to take evasive maneuvers. However, immediately you can hear this laser just rip off one of the back parts of the engine, as you realize that if you're going to get out of there, crash landing is the only kind of way you're getting onto the planet. Luckily, you're close enough to the planet that you can get into the atmosphere after the lasers hit you. And so what I'm going to need from you, I'm going to need one more piloting check, and this is to try, as you are barreling out of the atmosphere. There are a couple of locations that I think you probably try and get to. There seems to be a large beachfront of like reddish, kind of like dark red sand, and there's a forest, and there looks like somewhere, and then there looks like to be like a straight up city. You could probably get any one of these places. However, if you go to the city, there's a good chance you might just possibly
You're
lock up
cutting in
again.
and out.
Sorry. There are 3 locations.
The Beach
that
City Forest.
Beach City Forest, right? You could choose the city. There's a good chance you probably get locked up again, though.
I'm just gonna hit the beach because like that's
Hit the
gonna do
beach?
the least damage.
Go for it. All right. So give me a piloting check.
If
12.
no one,
That's with a 10, so crit.
So roll a d6 on top of it.
Ram Bam is going to gonna get everyone to like the back to where I'm guessing there's like straps to
Choco
strap
Burst doesn't
down.
like the rumbling.
13.
Okay.
Is there like strap seats to where for like landings and stuff, like for people to sit down and get
Yeah,
strapped
there
in?
is totally.
Ram Bam
Yeah,
brings the other 2 over there and hope that they
The
quickly
rumbling
understand
feels
to get strapped up, and that's what Ram Bam does. Though he probably
Alright.
requires 2 seats worth of straps to hold him in.
Whereas-
There's only I think the idea with Ram Bam is stretch your, and you're just like, all right. What were you saying, Kai?
I was just saying, well, Charming is just white knuckling this, whatever the steering wheel equivalent is.
Think of like a typical kind of like, it's like a 2-handed like U kind of shape,
Yeah.
and you're just like you're pulling it off as hard as you, and you nosedive directly down into like this beachfront, and you skip along the desert sands. As you guys successfully land, though the entire ship does go completely sideways.
Quote unquote successfully.
You guys shake it up, but still conscious, are able to kind of get out of the as you. But as you guys are getting out, we're gonna shift very mildly over to someone, I guess, off in the distance, kind of like around where this desert kind of ish area would meet this tree line. There is a rather tall looking Saiyan watching from a distance, like watching this fireball hit his planet. Kat, can you please describe your character?
Character is a Saiyan named Hemlock. First of all, Hemlock is 7 feet tall. And he has hella muscles. He's
So a
not,
Saiyan.
yes. He's not like roid rage amount of muscles. He's kind of on the leaner side, but muscles, I tell you, muscles for days. So he's got the typical spiked black hair, black eyes, tail. The only thing even remotely weird about his appearance is that his ears are pointed. But he's just staring at this big fireball, and he's wondering to himself, did someone really powerful make that? That looks cool.
I mean, then you probably see.
You wonder, did somebody really powerful make that? And then a little 4'10" creature pops out.
And then an 8-foot light blue creature, and then a 6-foot silver creature, and then a 5'7", somewhat disheveled, put together person appear out of it.
So
He's got a
Hemlock,
confused expression on his face.
Hemlock, can you give me a history check, please?
Absolutely. Where's my history at?
It's in the knowledge section.
I have a
like-
modifier of 0.
All right, roll me a d10.
I rolled a 5.
A 5. That is enough to know that the vehicle that just crash landed, you can tell even from this distance that bears like the mark of the Hoso. However, the people getting out of the vehicle are not Hoso.
Well, you're some weird looking Hoso.
We stole it.
I thought you...
That was. I will say this: Hemlock is very far away. Like you're watching the line, knowing that this came from Hoso, but these people are Hoso. Are you going to approach them in any way?
Yes. I am going to approach them, but I'm going to have an energy blast in my hand.
Oh, very nice.
Do I sense that with my clairvoyance? Do I sense somebody about to shoot at us?
That's a great question. Let's go ahead and get our first PC versus PC roll. Hemlock, can you give me concealment? And Rambam, can you give me clairvoyance?
Let's go. +7 and I crit on a 9. I got a 10. Let's go.
Is a 4. Does the attribute bonus add anything?
Do you not see the skill concealment? If it's an X, you fail it immediately.
Oh, I guess I failed it immediately.
Oh, my bad.
Because concealment is a skill that if you don't have a skill rank in it, you fail immediately.
Yeah, no. Hemlock is not one for concealing himself.
Neither am I, but I sense that shit.
With that number, yeah, you do sense someone coming towards you, and you do in fact see Hemlock basically flying over and landing a safe-ish distance away.
I point myself with my sword at them.
And he's still got this green energy ball in his hand. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just there, sitting there.
Everyone sees this. What do you do?
I'm waiting to see if they attack. That's what I'm doing. Sorry.
I ready my sniper rifle, but I don't fire it.
In the most
Lotus.
You first.
Go ahead, Kat. Good. So Lotus is like in a ready stance, ready to fight, or
In the
try to
most-
run.
Like, in the most I don't actually know anything that's going on ever tone of voice, he goes, hang on, my brain blanked.
It's all good.
He goes,
It's totally good.
I thought Hosu and their affiliates weren't supposed to be here.
We stole this.
Affiliates.
But
Ha! Those bastards
we
were.
stole.
So you're not Hosu then?
Yeah, no, we stole this.
We
They're
s-
coming to the planet, though.
Yeah, from a prisoner ship. Do you not see that giant ship up there? I point with my sword at it.
There is not a ship in the sky.
Where's the
Okay.
ship?
They're coming. They're not here yet.
They're coming, you say?
Yep. They even got a cage picked out for one of you.
Which means we're probably going to have to fight them soon.
Yep.
That was
Yes.
fun.
Although, I'm going to be honest. You'll probably lose.
I think I'll be okay.
Oh,
Cracks
I
a
didn't mean
knuckle.
you. I meant you. I gesture around.
That was a very loud gesturing.
Now I
Sorry.
put the energy
I'm
ball
fine.
away.
I was a joke. It was a joke.
I just let it dissipate. It's gone.
And as you do that, Rampam lowers his sword, so. We should probably
I-
warn your leaders, I guess.
Sorry.
Whoever that is.
They already know about the threat.
Do they know it's coming right now?
I think I can take him.
As this is kind of happening, can I get a perception check from it?
Let's go.
Yes.
Perception.
Everyone?
Yes, everybody.
Ah, shit. I was got a nat 1. At least it's one of my skills I'm pretty decent at, so.
Is everybody rolling?
Everybody.
Yes.
Unnatural 10.
Nice. Okay.
5.
Alright, give me a second.
5 and 10.
5 plus 5. Unnatural 10.
What was the thing?
Perception.
Sorry. Perception. Holy shit! Okay.
Yeah.
I just remembered what my bonus to perception is.
Yeah, I wonder.
two tens, a 5,
9.
9.
All right. No, I got the 9. You got 13.
Oh shit. Hold on. Oh, there it is. I was like, okay.
So no
We
problem.
rolled it basically the same time.
Yeah, everybody sees off in the distance, coming from where the city is located, there appear to be some more less advanced ships on their way to investigate this crash. What does everyone do? Starting with Hemlock.
They've just brought themselves right to us.
That's your people, is
Yeah,
though.
that's the Saiyans.
I don't have to go anywhere. Convenient.
I
I'm
just
gonna fly
look.
over.
Oh, continue.
We just wait. I'm
I'm
pretty
assuming
sure.
most
Oh, sorry.
normal Saiyans are shorter than me.
All Saiyans are shorter. That's funny.
All Saiyans are shorter than me. You probably get closer and you see that Ram Man is huge. He's 8 feet. A foot taller than you.
Is everybody's basically just like, we should probably just wait and see
Mm-hmm.
happen? Because everyone was
Give me just a second. The dogs are really loud at my house.
okay. Well, we'll give them a second.
But yeah, waiting.
Well, while that's happening, let's see. Charming, you're probably the most technologically savvy. Maybe Lotus. So, Charming and Lotus, can you, both of you give me a
A.
I hate you. Give me either a knowledge science or a craft vehicles if you have it.
Oh crap.
I do not have craft vehicles. I do have knowledge science.
Oh wait. No, I don't have it. Dang it. Okay.
Knowledge science then?
Yeah, I do. That's the only thing I have.
You guys are basically in checking up on the state of the ship to see if anything about this is salvageable, because this is a really nice ship.
Five. Just a 5.
I'm saying. Oh, well, let me roll a d6 real quick. All right, that's 14.
On a 14, you know...
Wait, sorry,
so-
actually, I added one more than I should have, so that's actually going to be an 11. No, sorry, a
11.
13.
13?
Yeah.
On a 13, you know that this ship's engine is entirely fried. The crash landing has also completely knocked the scanner array out of whack, and the weapon systems and the life support systems are both entirely offline because of the crash. However, everything is salvageable.
All right. Pretty much all of this can be repaired.
Ram Bam, are you gonna like turn the ship on its side or anything? Because it's basically sideways in the sand right now.
Alright, yeah, sure. Would it be a might
give
roll or
Athletics.
Yeah.
Or sorry, what is it? There's a roll for this.
No, there's not really any physical. Might would be would make the most sense.
Where the hell?
There's no
There isn't a-
athletics.
There's also no might.
It's on status, not skills. Because some things require might clashes. It's underneath super stacks and underneath health status and status.
Sure, we'll say might for now.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay, that's 5 plus 9. That is a 14.
Yeah, so you basically you see Charming trying to investigate this, and you're just kind of like, well, and you just pick up the ship and just turn it sideways, like you put it back up. shake some of the sand out of it, like it's a sandal.
It's just looking vibrating. Just vibrating it. Oh god.
And about this time, like 3 of these ships land down, and they're very primitive-esque ships. Think kind of like they look kind of like first had like discs.
Mm.
And out pop probably about 20 or so Saiyans, full clad in armor, right down to like masks. And all of them kind of like they run up and they all start like pointing either like arm blasters or straight up just key blasts at you guys. And one of them is like, by the order of the Saiyan Empire, everyone drop their weapons and raise their arms.
I raise my arms but hold on to the sniper rifle as I do so.
Same with my sword. It was stolen from me once, I ain't having it go away again.
Choco Burst does a handstand.
This isn't a weapon. It's never killed anyone.
Ah, I didn't know we had an empire.
What? I just say dumbfounded.
Hemlock looks genuinely confused.
I'd look at the person in front of Hemlock and go, are they special needs?
So like the guy that ordered this, probably the guy that's up front, and he's wearing a mask, but according like he's got like stripes. He has more like bars on his Saiyan armor than everybody else. Probably like the captain of some sort. Just looks dead at Hemlock, and everyone else is like, I don't know who this is.
Choco Burst has hit the nastiest handstand.
I'm in a stance ready to fight.
Okay, listen, I understand that we're gonna go through a whole thing, so I'm actually just gonna get this out of the way right now. The Hoso are coming. They have a warship ready, and already have plans on taking at least one of you prisoners since we just escaped from a prison ship. We aren't Hosu, we were their prisoners. If you take us, you're fucking idiots.
Hemlock hears warship and he starts kind of vibrating with excitement.
So some of the guards kind of like looking like not the guards, but like these I guess it's your I'll say I just call them warriors. Some of these warriors like they exchange glances like underneath the armor. You can kind of tell like under the. They're a little shook by that, which is not very normal. Everybody here knows, except maybe Choco Burst, what a Saiyan is, and everybody knows these guys like to fight. So these guys being scared means that this is business, right? It's important.
Like Hemlock's tail is twitching like a cat's when they want to play.
So this captain, looks at everyone and like, do you have any further proof other than a crashed vehicle?
Nope. Oh, well.
Yeah, key card.
Key card, and I pull up the key card, and hey, you stole something too. I say, looking up at you.
Everyone stole something except me.
No, the other thing you took.
Oh yeah, I show him the the one of like a bunch of badges I have in my pocket of the Hosu.
Let me roll. Let me see if this guy knows who.
I have like 3 different ones, right? Like 3 different ones. I have captain.
Yeah, you have like captain. The highest rank you have is captain. You have some like science, that kind of thing.
Are there 4 ranks? Because I just show each of them with each of my arms.
Yeah, you grab like one of each of the ranks that you have.
The Hoso I have killed. This one was from the one that we killed holding our equipment.
Hemlock leans in to stare at the badges because he thinks they're cool.
Mine.
Choco Burst falls on his face.
All of these guards, they're like, the Hoso are coming, but these guys are idiots. What? Who? And eventually one of the Saiyans takes off his mask. Let me very quickly. Uh-oh. You back?
Yep, sorry, audio issues.
Yeah. So eventually, this captain takes off his, and you see, essentially, this man standing before you, and he like waves his hands. All of the guards kind of like they lower their weapons. And he looks directly at Ramban and he says, "You're one of the Resistance's people."
Yeah. So is she, I think. I point at Lotus.
I give you
Oh.
I give you a death stare.
He is not phased.
And so you see this guy. He takes out like this little. It kind of looks like the communicators that you guys got. It's a little block with lines on it, and he puts it up to his ear, and you see him start whispering something. Before eventually he turns back and he says, "I would need all of you to come with me now. The king wishes to speak with you."
Can I do a perception check to see if I hear what he said? Whispered.
You can try. However, he's talking really quietly. It is very clear that he knows enough to know what exactly you are.
I'm still gonna try it. Whatever. Whee! Yeah.
Versus
Not really. That's a 2 plus almost 7. That's a 9, baby.
it's a pretty high roll. But no, you can't. It's too muffled to hear
Fair
what
enough.
he's saying. And so
Step closer to kicking some ass. I'm down.
So you guys are taken to like the ships. Well, actually, more aptly because they don't really trust you guys. A secondary ship is flown out to the desert. A larger ship that is kind of like it's open. It's got an open top. Think kind of like the sand dune sort of things from like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you say anything about the ship?
Windows.
Linux.
What about the ship?
It's salvageable. Or wait, which ship?
I was
The ship that you crashed.
Yeah, it's salvageable.
I was
A
also
lot of it's
asking them-
damaged, but
I was also asking them what about it? What are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it?
They didn't ask about the ship. I'm asking if you guys said anything to them.
Oh. Well, I was
I
asking them
was-
what are they gonna do because they're just leaving it there for right now.
Ship we're going into have windows.
It's open air.
top.
Okay.
So no windows. Kai, what were you trying to say this whole time?
if it's about the ship we crash landed in, I just offhandedly mentioned, by the way, engine's fucked, but pretty much everything else in our ship is salvageable.
You see the captain. He's like, do you want it? Like, do we need to bring this into the city with us?
I'm gonna be honest, I would like a ship that we can function with, because I'm gonna be real with you. I say, putting my hand, I assume on this guy's waist, because he's probably a lot taller than me. I just go, I'm gonna be real with you. I think you guys are probably pretty fucked.
He doesn't really say anything to you, but one of his eyes twitches, and you see him turn. And he starts like shouting in the Sand
Hello?
dialect. Hello? Can you hear us? God dang it. You hear this guy shout something in like the Sand dialect. By the way, which I'm ripping from a fan kind of thing that I read. Sounds like monkey chittering.
Alright.
I just thought it sounds. I figured that would be like a neat sound.
Does Cat's
like-
character know what they say?
I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like I would know it.
Yeah, you basically, Hemlock basically hears him shout at the people to basically bring over some like, I guess you essentially hear the equivalent of bring the trailer hitch.
Meh.
Taylor hit?
It's the equivalent, right? They're like a additional ship shows up, and you just see them bring out chains and lock it to the what would be the equivalent front bumper, and they start pulling you along as you guys get put on the ship, and the captain gets on the ship with you guys, the open air ship, with only like 3 other Saiyans who are still like full on gone. Never introduces himself, never says anything, as you guys are flown in. And we are going to end the session there as you guys are brought into the same capital.
I would like to make one little thing just for like Choco Burst, kind of funny thing. He inchwormed the entire way there. He was on the floor and he just continued to be on the floor.
All of the Saiyans are like, they know who everybody else was by race, and they're just like, what are you?
Not
Choco
Choco Burst. He's a friend.
Choco bursts and goes, "Are you made of pudding?"
Choco Burst maybe believes so. Choco Burst don't know. As he turns into a liquid, then turns back into a rubber. I might be. As he's buff for a second, and then he goes back to being fat.
I should have left myself imprisoned.
And that is where we're going to end today's session. Thank you, everyone. Session of Dragon Ball Idiots Revamped. Hopefully, you'll be seeing us very soon. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to my players, and we will see you guys next time on the next episode of Dragon Ball Idiots.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.